Buxted Air Base, England. Ready room of the 407th Bombardment Squadron of the 92nd Bombardment Group of the 8th Air Force. July 2nd, 1943. Time, 800 hours. Weather, good with clouds at 7,000 feet. Ahoy! Welcome. This is essentially going to be a 100 subscriber special. As you know, we recently passed that number, which is wonderful. And I thought I would do something a bit different. This is a B-17 campaign. This is the 8th mission of the Big Bird campaign, which is a static campaign for HSFX 7, or previous versions, I think, actually. And I've considered doing this whole campaign. It's a 25 mission. I've considered doing it on this channel, but I think I just want to do this mission in particular. I think it's a campaign that might be too repetitive to be worth flying all 25 missions of, but this one in particular is going to be interesting because most of this mission you're hitting targets in occupied France, Belgium, Holland, near the coast, but today we are going to Germany. We are going to be hitting a synthetic rubber plant at Mulheim in the Ruhr Valley. And we'll be flying over Dusseldorf before we make our run. So this means that at this point in the war, we're mostly being escorted by P-47s, which are unable to accompany us the whole way here. So that's gonna be fun, because there's probably plenty of Jerry airfields around. But let's have a look at our machine. Because I'm flying as an American, the name is Yankee Flak Magnet Doodle, and you can't see it, but the nose art is Flak Magnet. Because, well, I really shouldn't speculate about things like that, but I do have a horrible feeling that might have something to do with what lays in store for us in the mission ahead. It's going to be dangerous. And I kind of chose to do it arbitrarily. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. We're gonna go bomb the Germans. Because that's the best way to spend the day. So, payback time! We're going to Germany today, the Ruhr Valley, the big time. We can't expect an easy time of it, but we get some revenge. The target, yeah, synthetic rubber plant at Mulheim. See the recon photo for identification. This campaign comes with 25 reconnaissance photos, and I've actually printed off the one that's for this mission, and I have it in front of me on a clipboard. A metal one. And I'll put it on the screen sometime right now, I think, too, if I can remember, so that you can see what the target actually looks like. It's small, but, actually, no, it's not. It's huge. Never mind. But yeah, that's the target. So, you'll only have escorts part of the way, hopefully some back. So, thinking they'll meet us over, Holland somewhere when we're on the way back. So don't let it discourage you, but you need to keep alert. Remember, you volunteered to be a pilot. Now you really earn your wings. Yeah. Not regretting that yet. So the IP heading northeast of Dusseldorf. Blah, 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 blah. Good luck. You'll need some today. That's very, very encouraging. We're bringing 16 500-pound bombs, and it's gonna be good. So, let's go. I'll see you on the runway. Alright, welcome aboard, Flak Magnet. I really wish I could have found a nose art that had the name Doris, because I find that name bizarrely amusing. But anyway, we'll lock the tail wheel, mixture full rich, radiator full open, and start the engines. I don't have the engine set to start individually under the realism settings, because for some reason there's kind of a bug with that where they won't start at all. So I have elected not to do that. But that's all good. We'll set flaps for takeoff, and we'll just wait until the remaining aircraft have gotten all fired up. Flaps set, tail wheel locked. I'll leave the mixture a little bit because we're going to be climbing out almost immediately. Prop pitch is full, and everyone's got their engines started. So it's time to go. Power's coming up. All the way up, because this runway isn't that long. And there are some trees at the end, so we need to be able to clear any obstacles, and then once that happens, we'll level off and accelerate so that we're not in slow flight. Same principle applies in a Piper Cub or a B-17. It's just that one is yellower usually. I don't know. Oops, we're drifting a little bit. It's all good. 160, 170. Good to start easing her off the ground. And we're off. You're up. And we're just about clear of the trees. So I'll trim for a very shallow climb so that we accelerate. Coming up through 200. Flaps coming to combat. Not sure why B-17 needs a combat setting for its flaps, but you know, that's more of an IL2 thing. It just has the names for the specific settings. It'd probably be like flaps 5 degrees or something. More like maybe 1 or 2 actually. And then takeoff would probably be around 10, 15. Landing around 40, but yeah, here we go, flying over the lovely English countryside. Hopefully this isn't the last time we see it. That would be most unfortunate, but it's also most likely, which is rather ominous. But I'm going to cut here and rejoin probably as we're heading out over the English coast. Okay, one thing I should point out, we're passing by this other airfield here, which another flight of B-17s has just taken off from. In total, we have 4 different airfields that our planes are taking off from, and then we'll be rendezvousing over just about here, and then then we'll form one large bomber stream, and we'll head out across the channel towards occupied France and the Reich itself. So that will be what happens. I'll probably still come back over the coast once we've all grouped up, because it'll look cool because there's tons of B-17s. Alright, here's where our gigantic ballet in the sky begins. We've got a flight of B-17s joining us from about 2 o'clock, one from 3 o'clock. We've got our own group. We've got another one at 8 o'clock. And we're coming together into one gigantic bomber stream, I think with about 32 planes. So hopefully maybe 20% of us will make it through the target. I don't know, I'm not inclined to be particularly optimistic when we've only got escorts a little ways into France. So yes, I will continue because, so from this point we're going to head southeast. Yeah, southeast. I actually got it right. And then head out towards the coast. We'll be coming in over Antwerp, essentially. And as we head in, lovely, we're going to run into a whole lot of flak around, well, everywhere near the target. So that's going to be fun when it happens. I will come back when it does, I guess. It is the morning of July the 2nd, 1943. In the skies of Europe at war, a massive formation of B-17s is flying. Enemy coast ahead. Their task, to blow the stuffing out of a synthetic rubber plant in Mulheim. Today they are the 92nd Bombardment Group. Tomorrow the world will know this particular machine as the flak magnet, when it inevitably comes back full of holes. Anyway, we're flying over the coast of occupied Holland, as far as I know, and that'd be France over there. And, well, we're officially over enemy territory, and there's a black spot over there. I'm not sure what that's about, but we haven't encountered any resistance so far. There's an airfield down there on the right. I don't know if the Germans are actually using it. So, if we start getting flak bursts, or we're intercepted by fighters, or anything ridiculous should happen, I will certainly let you know, but for now, we need to be on our toes. Also, one thing I should point out, I am so sorry that I made a Dam Busters reference while flying an American plane. I know that's sacrilege, but I didn't know when else I was going to be able to say that, so, please forgive me. I mean, really, no American would ever say that. You know I must be a Canadian in American's clothing. Ew, actually, what is it? In an oxygen mask, a snazzy yellow life jacket, whatever. We just got a call over the radio about fighters. I'm guessing that's coming from our escorts, which are P-47s that went on ahead. So, we're just gonna hang on and see what happens. Cut. Okay, spoiler alert, but I wanted to make this cinematic, so I decided to see what our escort fighters are up to, and yeah, they're tangoing with some 190s well on ahead of us, so it will be very interesting to see what comes of this. but I'm not going to let myself get wind of what the outcome of that battle is. I want to find out for myself. Okay, we're passing over a German airfield, which is right next to the town of Eindhoven, and I think we're getting a couple of flak bursts here and there, because we are showing some German AA units at that field, but apart from that, we had a P-47 chase an FW-190 past the formation way off to the port side a while ago, but that's been our only enemy contact so far, so who knows, this might be more of a milk run than we'd otherwise been led to believe. On the other hand, yeah, that's the other hand. There's a little bit of flak coming up from this field, and yeah, we're gonna have to fly right through this, which is going to be a whole lot of fun. But, you know, burn that bridge when we get to it. I'll see you then, I suppose. Okay, you know that flak I mentioned? We're starting to get it in spades here. That one was really close. Okay. I opt for evasive action. There we go. It's not even the fighters that scare me, because you kind of know it's coming at least a few seconds in advance when a fighter's after you, but we could be blown to bits at any moment with absolutely no warning. And we could lose a wing, or anything you folks care to name. Oh, I guess our number 2 was hit. Hitting the engine. Oh dear. Are we gonna make it to Mudheim? I guess we're almost past this flak. The trouble is, we're a lead element. Most of the bomber stream's back here, and there's another Jerry airfield down there. So it means that we've got 3 B-17s. Wait a minute, where'd my number 4 go? Maybe he bought it. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to pretty much fly right through this, but we're almost past it now. So that's all good. I'll come back if we're blown to bits. Okay, a few news bulletins. We made it through the flak, but we've incurred a hit on the starboard wing, and we've got a pretty serious fuel leak that I'm worried about. I've engaged the stabilizer leveler thing so that I have a bit more control over the plane, and I brought us back in with the mainstream of the formation, because I figure if we run into German fighters, we're better off together, and it seems like we were stretching really far ahead. But I'm a little bit more worried that we're going to end up landing in enemy territory because we ran out of fuel. So I'm thinking, self-sealing fuel tanks, I don't know if we actually have them. It would be nice, wouldn't it? But I'm going to press forward. We're approaching Dusseldorf, as you can see just on the other side of the river there. And then we'll be making our final turn towards the target. So that's how it's going to go. Bandits, 12 o'clock high. I'm going to slide the power a little back a little bit so that we slip back in with the formation. Because something tells me that we are going to be a priority target, and we don't need to be that. So mostly, now that I've got the stabilizer leveler on, I've been flying this with the rudder trim mostly, which is what I'm going to do on the bomb run, basically, is how that works. Because I'll be flying the plane from the bomb site, so that we can actually hit the targets. But what I'm going to do now is start making some slightly more drastic evasive maneuvers, because these 109s are closing in on us. And how about anyone help me? Anyone who would fancy it, I'm not picky, really. Okay, looks like they're chasing down number 2. Sorry, but I'm going to leave him to the wolves. Except it's not going to help me very much because we got another BF-109. Gunners! Let's see if we can slip in with this formation, have these guys shoot him off my tail. And I know this is some very erratic maneuvering for a pre-bomb run business, but I would rather come home alive. Thank you very much. I did not just outmaneuver a 109. Ball turret! Hey, I think ball turret got him. So that's good. Okay, I think we're out from any immediate threat. except for these guys here, who appears to be going after my number 2 again. Goodbye, number 2. You should bail out. Just saying. And we're gonna make our turn to the north once we're past Dusseldorf. Looks like they're breaking off. Any other 109s around? I'm worried. I'm really worried. But that's reasonable. We're over Germany. I think I have grounds to be worried. And I know I shouldn't be peeking at this map because it gives it away, but there are plenty fighters around. Goodbye, number 2. Jeez, he's just getting shot to smithereens. And we're approaching our turn. Engines are overheating. Radiator full open. Slide the power back. I really hope we don't run out of fuel. Is there a fuel gauge in here? Oil temperature, oil pressure, free air. Uh-oh. Fuel. Let's see. We started out with 60% fuel. We are through well over half of that. And there's a 109. Hello, right waist. And tail gunner, watch out. I think he's breaking off. And it's time for us to make our turn. Except I'm not in the bloody pilot seat. Down! Okay. Hard report. And let's not slide out to the side. We need to stick with our formation here. And yes, I'm making a very steep turn for a B-17. I don't really care. 5 minutes to target, for Pete's sake. You're not a friggin'... Never mind. Level stab is going on. Stab. Makes me want to stab myself in the eye, but I'm not going to do that. Although I do have a pen right here. Shut up. I am going to go to the bombardier seat, because I'm going to be probably flying from here until we reach the target. Which is all well and good. And let's see, bomb site. For now we'll go with an airspeed of 250 miles an hour. 6.5. Altitude is going to be 19,500 feet. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19,500 feet. Okay. Where's the target? I have my photograph next to me, and from it I've been able to deduce that the target is just on the right side of what you can see in the sight here. And no immediate threat by fighters, which is good. What I am worried about is our fuel state, because I don't really want to celebrate 100 subscribers by crashing per se, but I don't know if we're gonna have a choice. I'm going to fix my microphone. There we go. Hopefully that didn't make too much noise. Okay, so target is right in and around here. So automation's going on, bomb bay doors opening, and now that it's automated, the bombs will just release when the sights come on, essentially. I'll just double check my data. Airspeed, altitude still good. Target looks good. I'm actually going to adjust my target a little bit because the picture has these buildings over here circled. And I will say squadron, ground targets, drop bombs on my command. And just adjusting slightly. I want to hit these tanks over here. Flak. And all that. I should make sure it is just flak. No fighters. And we should be releasing any moment. So Yeah, man. Let's double check the data. Yeah, 250 miles an hour. Automation's on. And it's still not releasing. Something's wrong. Bomb's away. What do you mean the bomb? Oh, it must have dropped him already. And I didn't notice. Okay. Let's have a look at the target. Oh, no, don't spoil it. Usually, you know what, never mind. This gives you a target view, but I don't want to cycle through all the enemy planes because, spoiler alert. Okay, we're good. We've done our job for Uncle Sam. Now we're flying for ourselves. Da-da-da-da. Oh, yes. I'll come back when we are inevitably blown out of the sky. Okay, I'm looking at my fuel gauge and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. We're down to 30 gallons. So I don't think we're gonna make it home. Is there, and being as this is IL2, I don't think I can pump fuel around. Because normally the procedure would be to pump fuel out of the leaking tank into one that isn't leaking. But, you know what that's good for. I'm actually gonna see if I can do that, but I'm pretty sure I can't. Oh, bandits, 11 o'clock. BF-109's coming in from below. Let's see how this goes. An update on our fuel situation just before they get here. It's not improving. I think the best we can hope for is to ditch in the channel. And I might have to fly a straight line to the nearest point where we can do that. But for the most part, we're flying there pretty directly. So we need to concern ourselves with these fighters at this point. Where'd they go? Uh-oh. Maybe they passed us already? Oh, they're below us. Okay. I am going to assume the role of a gunner. Now that I don't have to worry about engaging the autopilot, because sometimes it'll ditch the bombs, and I don't like it when it does that before the bomb run. Now that we're finished, seriously, this guy is presenting an awfully opportune target. If he gets a little closer, I'm gonna blow him up. Oh, actually, anyone? Yeah, I'll take a few cracks at him. Ball turret's got quite a bit of ammo as far as I know. Just want to see if I can scare these guys off. Don't let them think they can just linger beyond machine gun range. Which is exactly what they're doing, and between you and me, it's a very good idea, but they don't need to know that. Okay, he's got to be close enough to hit. No? Really? Well, I won't waste ammo then. And I will just engage that autopilot and be lazy. Because I might as well be flying it. We're just straight and level, so there's not much else for it to do. It looks like they're not after me. Hey, but the next flight's making pretty good work of some of these 109s. At least one of them's on fire. Ooh, we've got one sliding in on number 7, 6 o'clock, though. I think he's done for. Ooh, yeah, there he goes. He's in trouble. Speaking of being in trouble, I'm a little worried about this 109 up here. Because I don't like where he's going. And down he goes. Okay. What's happening down here? I think they're still just lingering out of range, waiting to see what. Except for this guy up here, who's under fire from several B-17s. I think it's only a matter of time until he's hit. And there he goes. Who's he after? Not me. Okay. He's after number 7 down there. Oh, one guy below, ball turret. Watch out. Okay, he's going down. And I think these guys might have made something of a hit and run. I think they're dispersing and bugging off now. Or bugging out, whatever. They're buggering off. So I think we're going to maybe be okay. Let's see. Yeah. Still worried about our fuel state, though. I don't think we're going to actually make it all the way back to base because We are almost out. Okay. I am going to go into maximum fuel efficiency mode. And I'm going to fly a direct course towards the channel, because that's about the closest spot. Okay, power way back. Prop pitch along with it. We are trying to conserve fuel, because we're not even out of Germany yet. Oh, actually we might be. We might be into Holland, which is not appreciably better. And from there, we can get a much better look at the fuel gauge. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, we're out of gas. So, let's tell my group to make their own way home and not follow me. And our B-17 is now a very large glider. And I think our odds of being able to glide to the Channel coast, not so good. So, flaps up. Feather the props, I think. Fire extinguisher, that's not what I wanted to do. Feather props. Prop feathered. Okay. Feathered all our props. I don't think there's an animation, we just fly a little bit better, but I don't know what best glide in a B-17 is, so I'll just see if I can figure it out from flying the thing. Ooh, radiator closed. Streamline the thing. Engine failure shut down. Okay. Bye-bye, guys. Please make it home. See, at least we've got escorts waiting to accompany us, so we're not necessarily going to be shot out of the sky by some Hun. Except that one. But yeah, let's drop out of formation. Alright. Not giving us good odds for making it home. Especially with all that flak over the coast. Oh dear, near Rotterdam. I think our best option might be to land on a German airfield. But we'll see. I'm gonna cut and see where we end up. Okay, this is almost serene. Everything is strangely quiet. No planes around except for a few of our own. And supposedly there's a big battle going on somewhere near us, maybe well up above, but yeah, we are not gonna make it to the channel, that much is clear, but I'll go as far as I can. I figure maybe if I ditch in the water around here, if we can make it, I can come up with some kind of story about how we paddled home, but it doesn't look too good. Okay, here's what I don't get. If we're supposedly out of fuel, why is it still streaming out of the tank? Just saying. Alright, folks, it is now undeniably clear that we're going down over occupied Holland. Now what we need to do is figure out where we're going to land. I like the idea of finding a road, and this one over here looks good. So I'm going to follow it and see where it takes me. And if there's a good flat stretch, then I'll land on it. Tail wheels locked, we're trimmed for best glide. And actually, you know what? I'm seeing some fields over here that look like they might be better. I like the idea, oh yeah, of this area over here, but it could be full of trees that just haven't loaded in yet. Actually, no, I like the look of this road up ahead. I like that a lot, actually. I think... Ooh, it's not all that long, though. Ooh, let's see. You know what? I like the idea of this field on the left here. Okay, gears coming down. Since we know we're not going to make it home, we really just need to find the best place to land to keep ourselves alive. And then the story begins of our miraculous escape or something. What's the view from over here? Alright, folks, here we go. I like this field. Okay, trim. Flaps, gear, everything is good. Trim. Full back. And here we are. Let's just make sure we stop before the tree line. Flaps up. Although I suspect with the engines out we probably couldn't actually bring the flaps up. But what do I know? Okay. Here we are in occupied Holland. This is just wonderful. But I'm afraid here is where the mission ends, and where the crew of Flak Magnet, grumble, 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 the crew's miraculous escape from the Germans begins. I might have to integrate that into a future Let's Play, but yeah, happy Valentine's Day, happy 100 subscribers to me. I'll try not to be too narcissistic about it. Didn't figure it'd end this way, landing our wounded bird in occupied Holland, but, you know, at least everyone's alive. Toodaloo, goodbye, au revoir, and auf Wiedersehen. Oops.